Hello, everyone out there in the virtual world. This is the November frequency forecast. Hi, my name is Nancy Rebecca, and I'm going to be talking about the kind of the crazy ups and downs that we're going to be experiencing this month in kind of a weird, wacky sort of way. I would say kind of put your seatbelts on and hang on to your bootstraps because most of this month is going to be about kind of these mental shakeups that have you shaking your head and saying, what is happening to my life? Let me just kind of start off by, I've made lots and lots of notes. So at the top of it, I said this month of November is all about the way that you think is being completely kind of upgraded, rewired, reorganized, and how you think, how you see the world, and how you see the world's problems. I mean, this is kind of exciting on one hand, but on the other hand, because it is such a growth promoting month, and in fact, it's going to be like this for the next few months. It's going to take you a little while as you feel a little bit disoriented to kind of get your feet settled underneath you and feel like you can really hold a focus. So it's going to be an exciting time. The depths of your spiritual reach is going to be illuminated in ways that anything that has been kind of at that subconscious, kind of subterranean level, and the unconscious is going to be rising because at the 5D level, the vibration's going up really high. And anything that you've got below the surface of your life that probably hasn't seen the light of day for a long time is going to kind of begin to kind of act up and kind of rise to the surface. This is in November of 2021. We are in the month of Scorpio, and the thing I love about the Scorpio energies is it just gets right to the point of things. It gets right to the heart of the matter, and it's not afraid to dig deep into the darkest parts of who we are as a humanity. And we've seen a lot in the world when it comes to some of the dark underbelly that has been revealed to us. I've been talking about since the year 2017 that what has been hidden is going to be revealed, and it's most certainly not changing much. We're just progressively moving forward as we, sorry, I'm hearing my dog bark in the background and I'm like, oh. Anyway, what has been hidden is going to be revealed, and that isn't changing. As a matter of fact, this month it just might get a little deeper and a little darker, but remember the flip side of that is a whole lot more light coming in. So don't get too worried or discouraged, because we are creating our future now. Now, a couple of 100 years ago, you may have dreamed and desired something, but the vibration on the earth was going so kind of slowly and slumberly, which kind of sounds pretty lovely right now, doesn't it? But when you really wanted to manifest something, it didn't really happen very quickly because it took a little time for that kind of slower, laid back vibe to kind of collect all the little energetic quantum bits together to help manifest it in a physical form for it to happen in your life. That's why psychics and crystal ball readers would be able to kind of tell the future, because it was going to take a little while. It could be kind of in that state for several years before it evolved. But these times that we're living in right now, it is rapid. You have a thought, it's going to rapidly manifest. Of course, there's a lot of things that has to happen. You can't just have a thought and have it manifested. You really want to be able to feel what you desire in your bones. That's the difference. You want to be able to have every cell of every part of your body on the same page about what you desire. So what do I mean by that? What is it at a above board, above ground conscious thinking? Yeah, you have those desires. You can try to manifest those, but if you have desires that are kind of what I call below the surface at the subconscious level that are opposite of that, then it's going to create a little bit of a conflict. It might not happen so easily. So what could be a good example of that? It's like, I want to be really wealthy. I want to have a lot of money, because that's what a lot of people really desire, because we're kind of driven by commerce and capitalism. However, if you have a poverty way of thinking, or maybe you grew up in poverty, that's at the subconscious level. It's like, oh, she's not going to know what to do with that money. He's not going to know what to do with that money. We can't manifest that money because he thinks he's always going to be poor. So we have to manifest poverty. So you want to make sure that what's above at the conscious level and the subconscious level to be on the same page. But anyway, that's a story for another day. You are creating your future right now, though, and it's very rapidly. That's the point that I want to make. If you have a thought, it's got a higher percentage of likelihood, potent potential to being able to manifest. Now, you might just kind of have felt my energy kind of shift. I might have kind of pulled back, might have downshifted in my car a little bit. Why? Because you have to be really responsible for what you don't know you're thinking, right? So if you have negative thoughts, you're going to manifest those just as much as the positive thoughts. As a matter of fact, it might be easier sometimes. I mean, they're kind of talking about that on Facebook, right? It's like, all right, if you liked something or if you love something, that's worth 1 point. But if you're angry and upset about something, that's worth 5 points. And so it's kind of like that in the real world. Why? Because when you get angry, when you get mad, or when you get passionate about something, that really drives your potential to be able to manifest it. So this is a time to really take responsibility for every single thought that you're having throughout the day. And most of us aren't even aware of that. So that's okay. This is a time where we're going to be growing in that area for ourselves. Okay, so, sorry, can't get my paper here. So again, as I've said, these potent energies are really showing the dark underbelly. The beautiful thing about it is, once you can see it, you can change it. When it's hidden, you can't change it. When it's hidden, you don't know it's there. But once that spiritual light, that high vibe light, shines a light on it, then that's when you can do something about it and you can make changes. So you want to be celebrating those times. So let's talk about November, this frequency forecast of November. So in between November 1st and November 5th, this is that time I'm talking about you're able to manifest. Things might get a little strange here because of duality. So in your crown chakra, your spiritual chakra, everything is oneness. You as a spirit, you remember that you are one with everyone. You remember that you're one with the earth, with the trees, with the stones. You remember you're one with the animals. You remember you're one with the bugs and the snakes and the turtles. You remember you're one with the stars and the moon and the sun and the planets and the galaxies and the universe. So you remember you're one at this level with everything and everyone, even the people that you dislike the most. Up here, you never forget that you share a common goal to want to uplift humanity and make the world a better place. We all have it, no matter how much darkness someone seems to be manifesting in their life. At some place, somewhere in their crown chakra, they want oneness just as much as you do underneath it all. All right. However, once you start coming down into the body, you have what's called dichotomies or dualities. So a really popular one that everyone knows, if you're in fear, that's opposite of love, right? So that's a duality, dichotomy, love and hate, hot and cold, good or bad, cute or ugly, smart or stupid. All those are kind of like this wide range, with one being on one end and one being on the other end. And you might find yourself somewhere in the middle, or maybe like I tend to be kind of positive in just how I move through the world. So I might tend to lean a little bit more towards the light. You know, we talk about light workers and we talk about dark workers. you know, in the spiritual realm, they believe that all on that range is equally valuable. But why do I mention this? Because this is what's going to add to that crazy thinking this month. Because suddenly it's like either you're feeling secure or you're feeling insecure. You're feeling confident or you're feeling shy. You're feeling beautiful or you're feeling hideous. But right now we're feeling all those things at the same time. Like, how can you feel ugly and pretty all at the same time? How is that even possible? How can you feel insecure and confident at the same time? So this is exactly what's going to be disorienting for us all, because you're going to start feeling both of those things happening at the same time. But this is where it gets a little crazier. You have up and you have down. You have left and you have right. Those are dichotomies. Those are opposite. How can you feel left and right at the same time? How can you feel up and down at the same time? And I'm telling you, I can already feel what Spirit's talking about in this, and this is what's going to make your head go, oh my God, what is happening to my brain? So I'm just sharing this with you, and you just have to laugh because it's kind of like super cool, like you're going on some crazy amusement park ride, but like you have to live like real life while you're having all of these dichotomies and dualities merging at the same time within your body. Now, is this going to happen overnight and just in the month of November? No, but it could feel pretty intense like this for potentially the next 6 months. So, but this is the first time I've witnessed and experienced this. I haven't experienced it before this month, so it's really significant for the month of November. Because at the third dimensional level, humans function on duality. At the fifth dimensional level, we do not function under duality. Everything is oneness. Everything is for the ultimate good of everything and everyone. So those two also have to merge, because isn't that a dichotomy or a duality? The fifth dimension and the third dimension? I can hear you all as you're listening to what I just said, and you're like, I can hear you going, what did she just say? And all I can tell you is get ready for it. And when you experience it, it's only going to be like little snippets once in a while, and it's going to make your head spin a little bit. But then you go, okay, I remember Nancy talking about this. All right, November 6th through the 13th. I talk about this kind of disorienting feeling. Pam Gregory, one of my favorite astrologists, she talks about this month of November as the month of the shift of the ages. The shift of the ages. I believe it. I've been believing it for a long time, but to hear somebody else say and validate it, that it's the shift of the ages, I believe this month of November is probably in the year 2021, is one of the most significant Novembers that we've ever had. So as I was saying, like on the menu of life, let's say you're at a restaurant, you might not know what you want to order for lunch or dinner, but you most certainly know what you don't want. And so you're going to be challenged to know what you want, know what you don't want at the same time, and find some middle ground. So yeah, it's going to be a little confusing. November 14th through the 23rd. Now, for those of you who've been following about the blue light movement, since the year 2017, I went to China. I had this incredible vision. I was downloaded with a lot of information about this time that we're living in. And I'm practical nurse Nancy, who didn't really think about visions and future unfolding and galactic celestial events of light codes that was going to just explode open in this huge awakening period on the earth that would transform millions and billions of people's lives. That just was not part of my reality. But I've witnessed so many things now since 2017. So here we are in 2021 on November 19th, 2021. There's going to be this large blue surge of celestial light that's going to come to Earth. Now, just to let you know, I'm going to really be tracking these blue celestial events on my Blue Light Movement Facebook page. So that is a private page. We have about 1,600 members on there, but anybody is welcome to join. You just go on Facebook, look up Blue Light Movement, ask to be a member. We'll welcome you right in. This whole month of November, we've got several activities planned for the month as we are leading up to the big moment on November 19th, 2021. So anyway, that's what this particular time is going to be about. This surge of blue light is going to come through the pyramid, the sun pyramid at Teotihuacan outside of Mexico City, Mexico. And so as a group, we've been helping to do healings on this pyramid. I do encourage you to download the blue light meditations. They are free on my website. So if you go to intuitivemind.org, you click on shop, click under free stuff. Once you click on that, it'll open right up. It's right at the top of the page. I've got 2 different blue light meditations there. One's just a little bit longer than the other, but you start listening to those every day in the month of November. This blue light promises to dissolve illusion, enhance truth. Dissolve illusion, enhance truth. That's what's happening this whole month of November. The illusion of duality, the truth of oneness. So it's a big deal. I would love for you to join us. But what's going to happen then, once the blue light surge comes to the earth, it's going to come right through that capstone into the sun pyramid, straight down to the core of earth. And then it's just going to kind of roll out. It's going to expand to encompass the whole earth. And then there's going to be kind of these waves like a gong. You know how somebody hits a gong and the vibrations of the sound go through the room and it just like, oh, this feels lovely. That's what it's going to be like, these spreading blue light vibrations and frequencies. It's going to spread through the earth, and it's going to just keep spreading over the next few days in November. And so that's what I'm talking about here, November 24th through the 30th. So again, read more on my blog post on intuitivemind.org about the blue light. If this is new information to you and you want to read more about that story, just click on the blog. You can start at number 1 and read all of them. But this is the big thing about the blue light. It's dissolving the illusion of dichotomy, duality. It's illuminating the truth of oneness, but with a whole lot of kindness and caring. So yeah, we're in this month of Scorpio where it's just going to pierce and penetrate some of the darkest underbellies of who we are as a humanity. It's going to pierce through, and then it's going to dissolve all the illusions of that, and then it's going to help surge in the truth of oneness. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So I just wanted to talk a little bit. I did a 7-layer aura reading, and I haven't really done that here on my YouTube channel before, but I have written it up. So let me just kind of tell you, if you want to get a piece of paper, take some notes, or you can listen to this again. So the root chakra for the month, I can see that most of our energy is responding from a pure state of survival. So the root chakra is all about survival, and it's like there's this the aura of humanity is kind of really expanded around the lower part of the body, as it might feel like to you like you're in this pure emotional survival. So just to let you know, you're not alone. You'll be kind of in good company with many people in the rest of the world. What's happening is you are tapping into those ancient storehouses of memories to help you remember you've got a lot of strength inside and you know how to survive, and you've survived hardships like this, and your ancestors have survived hardships like this that are happening on the earth. So this is a time where that kind of ancient memory of your inner strength is going to be kind of triggered into waking up, kind of like the sunlight hitting a seed that just suddenly starts to blossom. So this is really, really exciting on that root chakra level. The second layer of your aura for humanity, this is kind of cold and damp in the month of November, where it can feel really sluggish, but it's going to require you warming up your own inner lower belly, kind of like a potbelly stove where you put lots of logs in there, you put some coals in there, you really want to heat that area up. What's the best way to do that? Exercise is one. Of course, there's some really good breathing meditations that can work as well. Eating spicy foods actually helps too. But really getting that heart rate up, doing some good cardio, that's going to really help you. It's going to get the blood pumping. The image is like a large wooden door where you're kind of beating on the door like, let me into the door of enlightenment. Let me into the door of enlightenment. But Spirit's saying, you're just not ready yet. You need to get that area, that lower part of your area, nice and warmed up first, and then we'll be happy to let you in. Now, I always say, spiritually, we're taking our bodies with us. So you need to take your body with you. So you just can't be up in the upper chakras. You got to take the lower ones too. So do whatever you have to do. Do daily walks. Even if it's a mile, even if it's just 20 minutes, get out there, start warming up those bodies of yours. Your solar plexus is all about power. This month of November shows us kind of holding back, kind of being a little bit of a wallflower, waiting for someone to ask you to dance. The waiting's over. You just get out in the middle of that dance floor and you just let loose and you let yourself dance, and don't wait around for somebody to invite you even to the party. Create this party of power and illumination throughout your life. Sing, express, dance in a way in which you wish to see the rest of the world also be able to come alive. So it's an exciting month. The heart level, of course, is all about love, and November is going to be a love opening festival, lots of turquoise. This is that spiritual library of information about how can you be a loving being. Even if you don't ever feel loving, there's going to be some shifts happening at this heart level for everyone. But the vibration at this fifth dimensional and higher, it's kind of rushing in, like we're really being downloaded. There's all these light codes coming in, and it's like, loving one another and brotherhood and sisterhood. So that heart chakra may feel like, oh my goodness, way overexpanded. And so you may feel overly loving, overly generous, overly caring. Is that possible? But you want to just be able to kind of bring it back into balance. Because what's happening is you could have some spiritual pain that comes to the surface, some old human pain. It gets expanded, all that love. What's it going to do? It's going to shine a light on what's under the surface. So I guess I just want to say, just do it. Just do it. If your heart pain's getting kind of lit up for the month of November, let your conscious mind say, good job, this is exciting, because that means you're allowing a new heightened level of love and light into your heart chakra. If it's stirring the pot, so do what you need to do, tap into your inner strength. Communication level. This is the fifth chakra, and it's a strong, strong purple. I'm hearing reserved but ready. The image that's coming through on this layer is a submarine under the surface of the water. It's like we are right now being pretty observant, while in the background, this kind of acuity level of telepathy and capacity in our fifth chakra is really coming to the surface. So right now it looks like we're kind of just stepping back. We're observing a lot. We're watching people. We're listening a lot. That's definitely a fifth chakra ability. We're tuning into our own inner voice as we prepare ourselves. I hear on this layer, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it this month. Just don't say it. Just don't say it. Because your fifth chakra, your communication chakra, is going to be changing pretty rapidly in the next couple months. And you know what they say, clean up on aisle 6. You don't want to be cleaning up any messes, especially for us here in the West. For many of us, it's a holiday season, so we can be extra sensitive around family and stuff, especially if we're tired or we're traveling or we've been cooking for 12 hours and everybody eats the meal really quickly and goes and lays down and watches a movie and they never say thank you. It's like, don't say it. Just don't say it. All right, seeing is that clarity. All right, so your sixth chakra, as I was doing a reading on this, and Spirit is saying, oh my God, this beautiful lapis blue, major quantum leaps in how you see the world. Major quantum leaps. Does this mean you're going to notice it? No. It doesn't mean you're going to notice it. You might notice it, but remember, your body and your mind needs to integrate it. You might be going, huh? I don't get it. Remember I said that confusion and disorientation. So it might take a little while, but just know that you've really shifted into these higher gears of the fifth dimensional realm. Spirit shows me park benches along the way. This month of November, you're going to want to take a mental rest. A mental rest does not mean making your mind blank. That's not what it means. But it just means doing something restful where you can't think of the future. You can't think of the past. You can't think of anything you're worried about or stressed about, like playing cards with a friend, or maybe just playing a game of solitaire with yourself, or maybe you're playing a game of chess, or maybe you're watching a movie where you can really let your mind go and you kind of get absorbed in the movie. You can't really think about anything else. Puzzles really do that for me. Like when I'm looking for the shape of the puzzle and the color, and is it a border piece? Is it a middle piece? That really gets my mind focused. It's very restful for the mind to not be scattered in a million different directions. So really plan, and it's perfect, right? If you're having some holiday stuff, just kind of, if the family's getting into some old mess, you just say, hey, why don't we put together a puzzle? So, and getting out and walking in nature can be really restful. So anyway, there's a lot of things around that. All right, I'm getting really close to wrapping up here, but your spiritual level, your crown chakra, you heard me talk about that in the beginning. This month of November is really bringing through these iridescent kind of pinks and blues and greens, kind of golds and silvers. Your spirit and the spirit of the world is so excited about what's happening. And the only way that you're going to know if your spirit's excited about what's happening is if you can stop and get quiet long enough to tune in and ask your spirit how it feels about this time, this great, fantastic time that we're living in. So Spirit shows that you lighting candles and then you helping to light the candles of others. So you want to really get your own light sparked, getting in that really good place, not a perfect place, but just making sure that you're tending to yourself. And then look around the room that you're sitting in, looking around the group that maybe you're in, volunteering your time, but offering, how can you light somebody else's candle? And it can be as simple as, oh my goodness, girlfriend, that new haircut of yours is to die for. Or this recipe that you just made is incredible. What is that spice that you're putting in it? Oh, I love your new shoes. My goodness, those are wild socks. You know, like these kinds of statements do not take a lot of energy. but it most certainly expands the light of everyone who's on the receiving end of that. So just saying, this is a time to really, we're building our communities, consciousness is coming together, we are unifying as souls, and as we move into this holiday season, for many of us in cultures, you know, there might be the promise of conflict like there has been before, but you just might be really surprised that it's just not there like it was. I'm not saying it's not going to be, but we have to let go of the way that we've thought in the past so that we can move into our new way of thinking and being in the world. Right now, it's time for us to uplift others through our thoughts, our deeds, and our actions, because this is a great time that we're living in on Earth. So one final little tip, as the vibration and frequency is really rising right now, and this intensely rising and expanding with the blue light this month of November 2021. Routine. If you normally take your shower at 8 o'clock, keep taking your shower in the morning at 8 o'clock. If you normally have your breakfast by 8:30 or 9, make sure you have your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. Do your routines. Do you like to kind of close down the house at 8 o'clock every evening? Just stick to your routine. If you don't have a routine, your body is feeling so kind of unsettled by the higher frequencies, it doesn't know what's happening. So just make sure you talk to your body and try to build in some routines for the month of November, because you do want your body to feel settled and know that you've got your body's back and you're going to take good care of your body and your life while the vibrations are spinning in beautiful ways, weaving through our lives for a better world. All right, can you tell I'm super excited about November? So again, join my Blue Light Movement page, read the Blue Light Movement blogs, download the Blue Light Movement meditations under free stuff on my website, and then afterwards, just to help you integrate it all, you can sign up for my winter solstice group reading event that will be held on Zoom at the end of December. So I'll include that link here. All right, thanks everyone. Have a wonderful November. Please share in the comments section. Please subscribe to my channel. If you like this and you want to hear more, click that little bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. I'm looking forward to this month, and I know you're going to love it. You just might not realize it right away. All right, take care everyone. Bye-bye.